रिया भी नहीं पेपर.
But justification of title I told you comes now.
Yes.
I had told you yes or no. We'll answer right.
That.
You stop eating and munching away to glory.
But what comparative?
I see. For him is he doesn't think. Even he speaks broken English. Him, so he is overconfident on himself. That is a problem, and that's why he is getting a negative mark. But you should have got at least 18 for your kind information. Your overconfidence is making you drown. With you are intelligent enough, and I told you justification of title and all that. Don't I show you every time? Then, what is wrong with you? How can you score so less here? So, don't I show you the question answers? Don't I show you justification of title? Isn't there? It is there in that workbook. So why can't you study? You are in the 10th board. That is this. You cannot afford to lose marks. You lose marks, you will not get 80% also, and you will not get admission in other colleges. I'm telling you. The cutoffs are 90, 95, 96% cutoff it is. If you're planning to get into a good college. And it's not an optional subject for you. Alright, editing, when you think editing or gap filling and all that, you are basically doing all the grammar concept which we have covered up till now. Understood tenses, verb, subject verb, keep that in. And pay attention to what I'm telling you. So editing covers all this, okay? So what is editing? There will be mistakes in the grammar. Like when he speaks, he makes a lot of grammatical errors. So there will be mistakes in the grammar. You are correcting those mistakes. Now, to make change in a text, sometimes we are using instead of the same word, we are using another word. Okay? Selected piece of writing that's published in a journal, etc. So what do you edit mistakes of? You singular plural, sometimes it should be plural, but it is written as singular. Okay, like the boys play. Instead of that, it is written boy play.
Boy plays.
That is what I am saying. It is singular plural. So there you have to make changes. You are talking subject verb agreement. Again, as I said, if it is the boy plays, if it is, they will be written the boy, a boy plays. Understood? So that way, your verb, tense, verb is your tense. Your tense may be wrong. I eats an ice cream yesterday. So like that tense can be wrong. Verb is tenses. Okay, verb is tenses. So these are the article. Instead of, for example, it is an or the. Okay. Sometimes the word is repeated now, so it should be the instead of and an.
I rode and bike is wrong statement. So I rode a bike.
Yes, like that. Alright, so article may be in error. Preposition may be wrong. Instead of in, it can be out, which is given. So prepositions can be wrong. Pronoun can be wrong. For Ram, it is written her. Understood? So it will be his. Or your conjunction may be wrong. Conjunction may be missing.
Sometimes only words.
Yes. So you know and, but, for, although, though. So that is where it will be missing. Spelling error can be there. Editing. See, these are all the things which comprises of editing. And overall grammar may be mistake. So when you're editing singular plural, so boy, boy, child, children, thief, man, men, lady, ladies. Now see, this is an example. I called 5 boys on the compound, but they did not come. So it will be boys. A gentleman came and informed me about those girls.
A gentleman.
A gentleman came and informed me about those girls who was sitting near the lady, that lady, that lady. She was standing on one of benches. So what will come?
Bench.
One bench. Understood? So your singular, plural and subject verb agreement. Got it?
And near those ladies it may be. Like it can be.
Near, no, what is underlined you have to change.
Near those ladies, if
Near.
there was those, then
Then
ladies.
ladies will come. Understood? Editing a subject verb, boys are, I am, she has, I have, I do not, she does not, we are, amigos, we go. Now look, editing the past. So here, look at that. The verbs we are changing, okay? The second example is
I
did not drive.
I do not drive.
one. Don't do all this one all together. One of you do.
Generally, I do not drive vehicle at night. She has a scooter and she always drives at night. It is not good. She doesn't know the troubles which one has to face during the night.
Right. So you're changing the verbs are wrong. So this one. Editing is nothing but if you know your see all concepts I have covered before only. Your amalgamation of all the concepts is gap filling, editing. Okay, sentence transformation is what you're just putting it into indirect speech. Okay. Editing of verb. Past tense ed form was a were in had plus pp is what?
Past.
Past participle. Present tense infinitive s ej verb and what? Ed it should be. It is not ed this one. It's ed. So in this one. And is are have has plus past participle. And then es not ej. This is present tense, na? Es and not ej. And future will have infinitive. What is infinitive?
The main verb like run is a verb like running.
And it's present participle.
Past participle.
What is infinitive?
Cannot count the object in the sentence.
Yes. So what is an infinitive again? Like after the no?
The nominal form of the verb.
What is the normal form of the verb? You're giving me definition. You're not explaining this one. Definitions I can give you definitions. It's as simple as that. But you have to explain it to what is infinitive. Open. She read it. What is the example of infinitive?
So
Didn't I do this with you? Please read it aloud.
In
In
English
grammar,
grammar.
in English grammar, an infinitive is a verb form that acts as a noun, adjective, or adverb. It is essentially the base form of a verb, often preceded by the word to.
Two.
Example: to run, to eat. Infinitive verbs are not tied to a specific subject or tense and are used to express an action or state without a definite subject.
So when you do to run, to eat, to dance, to sing, to do that is all infinitive. Essentially, to will be there with every verb.
You have this nominal form.
So that's why I said, give me examples. Did you give me example? And did I do this? Right, go on.
Yesterday I went to
yesterday I went to Agra. I saw the Taj.
called me. I had returned from there.
I had returned from there.
I went there again next week. I will go there.
Okay. Whenever you are reading, you read it as a paragraph. Okay. Then only your tenses changes because you are not reading. If you are reading it in individual sentence, your tense will be wrong. Absolutely wrong. Because yesterday we had said I went to Agra. I saw the Taj.
It is beautiful.
Before you called me, I had returned from there. Before you called me, simple present. I said always simple present follows with simple past follows with past perfect. Last time I was explaining added tenses with you all. Then I told you na that if there cannot be two simple past in a sentence, normally in paragraph it cannot be. Understood? In your closed passage also this rule will apply. That's why I picked up editing because editing will come with your gap filling, even your closed passage, even your sentence transformation. When you're doing all, it applies. This starts with editing. Understood? And here, see, before you called me, I had returned from there. I will go there again next week because next week is the clue. Always in a sentence, in a passage, the clue is always given. Next week, yesterday, these are all your clues. Got it? So you have to use those clues to identify and write the correct form of the verbs. Editing article. Now article A and the. Articles also we have done. Determiners when we're doing, we were doing articles. So a boy, a girl, and an apple and elephant, I told you be careful. University and all that doesn't take an. Alright? And the when it is specific or it is repetitive. Okay, so now come on.
The Ramayana is epic. It is one of
The
the
Ramayana
The Ramayana is epic.
Is
and
an epic.
It is one of
It's
the
one of
best
the
stories. Lord Ram crossed the Arabian Sea and went to Lanka. What a great man he is.
Okay, now cross
Arabian Sea,
spelling is wrong.
Indian Ocean.
Yes, ma'am. You will listen to
It's not getting to the Indian Ocean. What is this one? Yes, it was the Indian Ocean, it was not the Arabian Sea. But as I said, my concentration on the articles and not that. Like he made a mistake with the epic. Understood? Remember, Ramayana is an epic. Sometimes it cannot, you don't need an article. I taught you that also. I have taught you that. But because we are specifying it, so the also is correct. Got it? So the Ramayana is an epic. It is one of whenever superlative comes, most. Whenever superlative degree comes, then it is the role. So the best holy books, Ramayana, Lord Ram crossed because they wanted actually why this one is an Arabian Sea and Indian Ocean and went to, but it will not be and it will be the Indian Ocean and went to Lanka. What a great man he is. Preposition, editing of preposition, on, over, under, below. These are all your prepositions. Behind, beside, in, into, out of, and to, towards. Now let's see this.
There is a
book
box
on the table.
On the
The
table.
table is
Near the chair. A box is
below the table.
table.
under the table.
It doesn't touch. The box is not touching, so it will be under. It doesn't touch. It is far. The surface, and there is a distance there. So it's always under.
Ajay
enters with the class and called the
Ah?
Indian class.
Class is a hollow thing, na? Anything which is hollow, it is into.
Class and called the boy standing out.
standing out.
Yes. Ajay enters.
Enters into the class and called the boy standing out.
Out. So he's in the class, he's telling them to come in. Okay. Next one, editing of pronoun. Personal pronoun, possessive pronoun. I, my, mine, me, myself. These are all your
Pronouns.
Person.
we, are, ours, ourselves, you, your, yours, you, yourselves. Then he, his, him, himself, she, her, hers, her and herself. You know when you're using hers, theirs, ours, when do we use that?
Like third person is talking about the first person.
When I said his, hers, ours, theirs, yours, and the S comes where? What are we talking about? Third person. Third person.
First.
First person. Second person. We do what? Why not? When you are talking about the possession, possessive, possessive pronouns, his, hers, theirs, ours, yours, these are possessive pronouns.
I am Suman. This is
Why
my
did you shift? She cannot see. As it is, they are fidgety. On top of it, you are telling them to shift that side. You could have told him to shift this side. Read.
I am Suman. This is my school. These books are mine.
You are giving me two different versions of it. These books are mine.
Mine.
Somebody said something else. Okay.
These are school.
No, 1 minute. I am Sohan. This is my school. Look at the next sentence. This cannot be mine.
These schools
Mine.
Ours.
Making a school us.
Ourselves.
Ourselves.
OURSELBES.
Consider
my friends.
say I am
My
her
friend.
Her friends.
Friends.
They put their they do their
Why are we confused with pronouns? Why are you confused with pronouns? Ayush. Why are you confused with pronouns? I said read the paragraph and accordingly it will go. Because you started with Sohan, you stuck with Sohan, you forgot that the next one is Sanjana. The clue is always given in the passage. The clue will always be given in the passage. You have to just read it carefully. Understood? Editing of indefinite pronoun. What is indefinite pronoun now?
many much uncountable.
Thank you. Uncountable. Better. Otherwise, you will give it many, much, few. This one will be adjective also. I told you what is a pronoun, what is a noun. Then come on. Raja do this.
As Raja was a new year, as Raja was new year, he has few friends.
Yes. Why few, not little?
Because
Little is a quantity.
Little is used for
materials.
the uncountable nouns. Friends are countable. So a few. Little friends is little like little sugar, little oil like that.
He has
He distributed clothes among his friends. Each of them has many clothes. They help each other.
Yes. Editing conjunctions, okay? I hope you all remember all these rules. Conjunction rules you remember, if and unless one. Did you do reported speech direct this one? Reported speech we have done?
Yes. Reported speech.
Direct and indirect speech did we do? Statement, questions.
Reported speech we didn't do.
But you said all the grammar is done now. Last class you said, ma'am, all the grammar is done. Come on.
I met a musician.
Anish.
Read.
I met a musician whom you know. His sister is in.
What? Sorry, please.
I met a musician whom you know.
Ha.
His sister is in
USA.
His sister is in USA, but he cannot go there because of his poverty. He stays here and plays music. He is happy, though he will never go.
Yes.
Correlative.
And
Both and such as the same as so that neither or hardly went no sooner than not only but also.
which
Sorry.
will no.
Go down.
Relative conjunction and conjunction. What is the difference between correlative and conjunction?
Correlative means both come hand in hand.
Related.
Relative is a simple word. Got it? Correlative is you both have a relationship with each other. That's why it is called correlative. Because both and will come together, no sooner than will come together, hardly then will come together, like that. Okay, so that's why it is called correlative. Neither nor, either or. Either or your correlative conjunction. Come on.
Had I seen them,
Had I seen them,
when I informed you,
he
hardly
has
has the same.
Yes.
One of you.
Harush.
He has the
First from the start.
hardly had I seen him when I informed you. He has the same dress that you wear. He is proud. He is proudly so I.
He's so proud.
He is so proudly so I.
He is so proud.
Neither.
So I neither called him nor listened to him. He's so proud that I can't tolerate him. So neither I called him nor I listened to him. Understood? It is like that. Hardly comes with when. Always it comes with when. Here so comes with that. Okay? Actually the same here is so the same as. He's here there's an error. He is so proud that I neither, that has to come there, that I neither call him nor listen to him. Yeah, you said it correctly. And I'm not saying that you didn't say correctly. Confusing word. Acha, what is this quiet and quiet? Which?
Quit and
Quit and quiet.
Quiety or
Ma'am, quiet is a little.
First quiet is what?
near.
Sorry.
Silent. And the other quiet is? A little. Peace.
Piece of
Relax.
Yeah, peace of mind, which you don't give me.
After
Whole and whole.
Whole
whole,
is
whole.
whole is everyone and the other whole is that.
That is that.
Yes,
Form and from.
Form is like
To create something and from is wrong.
You're talking about Google form. Wow, lovely. And the other one is from this place. Accept and except.
except means to like
Create and accept is like
Excluding. Good. Leave and live.
Leave something and that live is
yes.
Dear and dear.
Dear is like when someone is like
Very close.
Very close.
and dear is and
Dear is hard.
Place and palace.
place is place.
Place is a place.
A destination. You get
Destination.
And
Castle.
now why this has been done? Because editing also they have interchanged these words. In the editing passage they have interchanged these words and in place of writing the correct one they have written the wrong one. You have to recognize that. So that is the next passage.
Dear, first one.
Okay.
It is
Dear.
quite possible.
Which one?
First one. Quite possible that you won't come second place. Okay. Come to this place.
To this place. Which place?
Second one.
Yes.
Again, so Live here. First one. Live here.
So live here peacefully. Live here peacefully.
He live. How can
You won't come to this palace again. So live here peacefully.
So do not here live
so
here.
leave?
Yeah, leave from here peacefully.
From Lithuania.
I have zoomed it up. You need to understand.
But still I can't see.
You can't see that very good.
अरे वो जल रहा है वो
Degree, voice. What is degree?
Degree का
Search for the grammar book only. What is degree? What is degree?
degree.
abstract.
Now Manish is saying a degree of a polynomial. Maths.
What is a degree? I wish and stop munching like a goat.
Greatest one.
I have lots of things to throw that. I'll throw you also out. That is also one more option.
Am I seeing the formula?
Degree. Have you heard of positive degree, superlative degree, comparative degree?
Yes.
So what is a degree? Positive, superlative, comparative. You have heard this? So what it is? क्या था? It comes in adjective. So when if I say you are talking about big, if I say big, comparative is bigger and superlative is biggest.
Good, better, best.
अच्छा.
That is degree.
Bad worse.
What is voice?
Bad, worse.
But voice take out like that. I put your voice in your paper. Take it out from your throat and put it on the paper. You do that only.
Mom is saying slavery. Brain rotted.
Active and passive.
Yes. Active and passive voice.
Can't you write the full like degree
Yeah.
superlative?
Why do you write short forms?
When did I?
At SMS you write short forms?
Yes.
Then why don't you write the full form?
Because they are like common. So
Fine. So this is
Because
also
they're
common in
accept to
grammar.
send, ma'am.
You
Because they're accept to send.
yeah, accept to send. Why do you write that?
Because they're short and it is easy to write.
right.
Type.
Good and what does it do? It saves time. It is very
Yes.
common.
Yes.
These also are very common. You are doing it from class 1 and 1. You did active and passive and perfect standard, but you did degrees of comparison in class 1. Degrees of comparison you don't do. Big, bigger, biggest. मुझे क्या मालूम? That is what.
Seventh grade had a first.
Clause you remember? I have taught you clause. What is a clause?
I didn't know.
But noun clause, adverb clause. I give you one person. Tell me what is a clause.
Clause is like a sentence.
Correct. Remember that clause is sentence. What kind of clause can be?
Dependent.
And they can be different types of clauses.
Yes.
Noun clause, adverb clause, adjective clause. You have no?
Yes, ma'am.
Come on.
When I went to school, I found that one of the cleverest
Yes, cleverest.
student
Because it is
had
the.
failed. Had failed. It will be informed to his parents.
Correct. Come on, next exercise. Come on.
Science.
Science.
Science is a technology.
You have to use all the concepts which we have practiced here. Is a technology.
No, ma'am, I'm not saying.
You have to use a conjunction there.
Science whose technology?
Who's?
Which
I said conjunction. She says has, na?
ma'am?
Now you will start. Either I will throw you all out
Ma'am, two of them are
or dusters for you all. Pens for them.
Number only two dusters.
Ma'am,
What
we know
about this?
how to take it.
Yeah.
I will.
Arey, pass. It's a conjunction I gave you and this one. It's a conjunction.
And
Yes.
science and technology has played an important role in
Important role in the field of healthcare and disease.
Question होगा.
And.
And technology have
played
played
an
Important role in the field of healthcare
and
and many diseases can be cured now
with inventions of different ways.
With.
Because of new invention.
Yes. Because.
Surgeon can easily carry it. Because why?
Carried. You have to use a preposition. Carried. Carried. You have to use a preposition. Carried.
By with
By. Carried. Carried. Carried what? Read the.
कुछ तो सूट कर भाई.
कुछ तो सूट कर. I take this and give you तेरा सूट कर. Like a boat is chewing the gum there. Again start reading, you will get it. Again start reading.
science and technology have played an important role in the field of healthcare.
carried out.
Yes. I don't have a chocolate I would have given you. Next one. You get options like this. See, why will I give you the option? You should know by reading the passage itself. That is what closed passage is. Come on.
There was a 10-year-old boy named Badri.
Badri is correct because it's an Indian name.
There should be new.
You want one dialectical
He many hours to play under the tree and sitting on
We used to
the
spend 2 hours.
to us.
Many hours.
under the tree also had a great idea for the boy and it allowed him to do whatever the boy liked to do.
Whatever the boy like to do.
Whatever.
It's correct. Look. There was a 10-year boy named Badri who was, this is where you went wrong, who was very fond of an apple tree. He used to spend many, is correct,
Many
many
hours
hours
near the
near the tree, sitting on the branches, sitting on its branches.
on its heads. Its branches. The trees also had a great appeal for the boy, and
So it
allowed him to do whatever the boy liked.
Thank you.
Alright, so you open your gap filling. Cough, nicely cough. Open your gap filling.
That's completed.
Then
That's done, Captain.
Mom, we have to do anything.
Go to editing.
अभी ये कौन करेगा?
वो एक काम कर दिया।
करना है वो।
One of the actually branded.
At least by ES. One of the. Okay, that's the brand by.
What are you doing?
Question number 4.
Why are you question number 4?
Ma'am, they didn't do 1, 2, and 3.
That's what I'm saying. Why are you not doing 1, 2?
Ma'am, they are doing. And
These two
question number 4. When was the simple thing in Chinese?
English email निकालना है.
Yes, ABC. That's it. That sentence in ABC.
Sorry. The option है.
ये options है और ये sentences है. Okay, वाले.
Don't turn back and look at the answers. The answers will not.
Complete go the.
On the on है वो on and menu.
हाँ.
In the struggle that I have learned the meaning of it. And again I have seen. This is their way. And
It was for it.
showing the A.
The first one is the O is on.
Or in. Then second is for the.
Yes,
Showing a strength, showing the strength.
correct. And the last one. Defies.
And the.
You don't say defies imagination.
So C.
Yes, defies the imagination. The. So it is
C.
yes. Then ICT brings numerous advantages such as greater connectivity and low cost with service, goods and information.
For services, goods and
Correct. For services, good and information. Yes. Then building resilience. This is technology use comes with the number of risks. Building resilience.
number of risks.
Number of risks. Okay. Then this one children face. Yes. Therefore 2. Got it?
Yes.
So what is the answer for the second one? Just give me the initials.
A.
Yes, A. Next one.
Heaven.
Heaven. Heaven. Spelling error is there. Okay? Yes. With its rich cultural heritage.
Then movements will be monuments.
Monuments, okay.
And or will be flora and fauna.
Yes.
Then the error is has in question number 4. And the correction is. And then in the second sentence, the error is more.
Yes.
The correction is most.
Okay.
And then the error is and the correction is the.
Okay. And
The
last.
error is brand and the correction is brands.
Yes.
And then question number 5, the error is making and the correction is makings. The error is mentors and the correction is mentor.
Mentor. Okay. Then
So then learn, like lean, learn.
learn. Yes.
Then CUM will become CUME. Then CUME का कम हो जाएगा.
COME. That's what
Then
it's
it will be the will be the.
Yes.
Then overweight will be overweight.
Okay.
Then people will be peoples.
Ah?
People apostrophe S.
Apostrophe S. Don't give me people, you'll get one.
And has will be have.
Yes. Has will be have.
Knocking.
Walking.
Or a practice exercise. Okay. Do the practice exercise.
Making. Makings. Remove making them.
Practice exercise. Practice exercise this one is not given at the back.
I'm not doing the practice exercise.
Ah.
Question number 6.
First one you finish. Practice. Practice first one you
Practice
finish.
exercise.
We are doing this one.
Question number 6.
About practice exercise.
Just now she gave the activity na the, us, the, then weight, overweight, spelling is wrong. Okay, overweight should have a T in it. Then your peoples, it will be apostrophe S. People will be peoples. And have, HAV, it is not has, it is have. Got it? 6 exercise. Now do the next practice exercise. Think what will come.
Okay.
Oi, you don't come up with a fever. You come down. Ah, that means you have caught the fever and it's actually you how do you feel?
She got I have done a play on.
Then you got the this one wrong only. Go ahead, then we will discuss. Come on.
It's like
Stroke.
Ah,
Strike.
right. Past tense.
Stroke.
it's true.
Strike. Past tense is what?
And it's stroke.
Strike. Past tense is what?
Stroke.
Stroke is a paralytical attack.
Strike.
Past tense is strike. Past tense is not ED. Struck.
अरे यार बोल रहा
अरे यार बोलने वाला था.
देखो अभी वो गलत है
हाँ. Stroke is a paralytical attack.
And then just as suddenly.
This one two, both the sentences are together. You don't receive one.
But she's blinded.
But she is will be there.
She was.
But she blinded, not blinded.
But she was
Was
blinded.
blinded. But blinded.
Yes, because of the fever, she came down with this fever and that affected her nervous system and she got blind. Because she had a kind of brain fever what we have.
Learning का learn.
Loss. So what are the this one? Give me the answers.
Awake, down,
Okay.
strike, stroke, is
Stroke.
struck.
Then
It was learning, learned.
yes. Next one to the
Learn
Goods.
Goods.
Goods. Goods right there.
Resident.
What is it for
Carrying. For carrying.
carrying?
Shato, shawl, again, pashmina shawl, or and. Dharma. Good, goods, residents, carried, carrying, and.
like a parrot we repeat. Next one.
She loves.
She loved. Loved is correct.
She loved.
Loved.
She loved football. No?
She loved football. I learned about playing.
अरे उधर ये दिया हुआ है
अबे loves बस तो सही रहेगा ना. She loves football.
It will be loved because the first clue is already in the first this. Neha grew up. The grew already is in the past tense. So that means the passage will follow past. It starts.
Loved.
Yes.
The whole way about playing. Plays. To play.
She loved football and dreamed about
Playing.
playing.
Plays.
See, the biggest mistake you all make is you're reading it individually. Don't read it individually.
But they were not yet worried. Watching for worried.
Love,
In them.
playing, his, her, wasn't, weren't, them, it, to, and, makes, made.
It
Made.
Correct. All your answers are correct.
them it
And the sixth one will be to and, no? To and.
Her courage, see, at the age of 9, Neha gathered her courage and tried
And
in everything.
and courage. And she
Made the team,
made
but was often teased.
next one's there. Achieve success. This is even more truer. True. If you are putting effort on add in your work, on your work.
in your work.
Teacher can always, a good teacher can always know how well the student
Learns
learns it.
learns it and learns it.
Learns you.
Learns it.
I'm done.
It depends.
Ma'am.
It is
If child approaches the school in a positive way, is most
Come on, give me the answer.
This one. True, truer, true.
Okay, sorry. They don't do that. Rajwardhan, don't do that because you're not reading the passage and you're just giving me. Yes, this is even more true. Okay, at
Correction
More
two.
correct.
if you're putting at 2, if you're putting efforts, equal to your work.
Effort in your work.
There is to your work. This is even more true if you're putting more effort in your work. Always that this is the biggest error you do it if you're doing it individually. Read it as a passage.
Obviously, every teachers want achieve success.
Learn
This
the
is even more true if you are putting effort in your work. A good teacher can always know how well a child learns. It depends on his attitude. If a child approaches the school in a positive way, he is most likely to do well in the studies.
When he studies,
And takes tests, children feel more connected to their
Children P. It cannot be felt.
feel more connected to the studies and the teacher helps them in the process.
Yes. Now again, as I said, now this why you went wrong here because look at the first sentence. Each teacher wants, so it's already in a simple present. So you cannot end it in a simple past. Always remember the tense which is there, it will follow. Except if it is a direct and indirect speech, then your tense changes. But otherwise, it follows a trend throughout the passage. If it is past, it will be past. If it is present, it will be present. Got it? That is one thing, please remember. And don't read it individually, the sentence, read it as a passage. Only then you will get the correct words.
And the J1 much will be most.
Yeah, most likely. Alright, now I want to just quickly do reported speech because the sentence transformation is reported speech. Your sentence transformation is reported speech. Always think that side. So reported speech, you have a 4 kinds of. I don't think so. You'll be 4 kinds of. What is reported speech? What is reported speech?
When we want to
Basically, what I have done, what you, for example, if your friend is absent, because we use it in everyday life. Reported speech, you are doing it in everyday life. What I am saying right now, it is a direct speech because you are listening. What you will tell your friend, that is it. Yes, that will be indirect speech. That is the reported speech. Understood? So it is the first person sentence. This one. You and your crazy. Okay. So when you are basically conveying whatever the teacher or your friend has said to another friend. Okay, and we do it every day. We use reported speech every day. When you're having a conversation with your friends, it is whatever you have heard and what you are conveying. Okay. Now, reported speech, we have to report what one person has said to another, and the structure changes accordingly. Okay. Like now, if you reported speech, you have to be very careful when it is direct speech. And when you are changing to indirect speech, my connector becomes blank and my pronoun changes. Okay, and my tense changes. The place changes. Alright, so first the tense. If it is simple present, it will change to simple past. If it is present continuous, it will change to past. Simple thing is present to past, past to perfect. Do that only. Present to past, past to perfect. Whichever one you do. All the 3 types are there, past, present, and future. So, and there are 4 kinds. You have your simple present, you have your continuous, you have your perfect, and you have your perfect continuous. Correct? So, whatever it is, it will change from this one present to past, past to perfect, and perfect remains Perfect. That you remember. In tenses, that's a simple rule to remember. Okay. So even if it is present continuous, it will change to past continuous. Got it? And future remains future. Future doesn't change. Okay, so here you have will change to would, can will change to could, may will change to might, must will change had to, and have to change to had to. Now, ago becomes, now this is the time. Yes.
Previous one.
Click fast.
Zoom कर पूरा.
You can touch it this side at least for now. For clicking picture, then go back there. Click it here this side. You have to zoom, you are doing it off this. Now, ago, before,
तेरे को कौन सी फोटो खींचनी है? ये दो. फोटो नहीं आएगा भाई.
ये निकालो. निकालो चलो.
here this one is there. Listen, these tables are there in your IUT book. Your this one is there in the UT book. Today, that day, tonight, that night, these, those, yesterday, the day before, now, then, last, the previous one, the month before. Then you have next month, the following month, tomorrow, the next day or the following day. Here changes to there. Now, possessives, I, she, he, we, they. Possessive, right doesn't come with this one. Remember, I have taught you pronouns. Now, these, those, that, this, that, these, those. If you remember, I told you depends on the context of the statement. It can be an adjective, it can be a pronoun. Be careful with that. Huh? Now, whenever you do adjective, there are three types. Whenever you do this one, you have a statement. You are basically doing very basic ones. You are doing your statement. You are doing your what you call command, and you are doing your request. Commands and requests. You are doing statements and you are doing questions. Okay. Now, it's simple. This one is when you are talking about. This is very important because your whole passage comes when you are changing in direct to indirect speech. Okay, when this is statement, this is statement. Okay, so whenever there is a statement, in place of comma, I have to put a connector. That. So Ram said that he liked them. That
He liked
mangoes.
I changes to pronoun is he.
Liked
Because it is simple present. Liked. I said simple to past.
mangoes.
Simple sentence. These are all your simple statements. Okay. So in this you have to remember your connector becomes that.
Yes.
Okay. So he said to me, he told me. Normally told when it comes to the main verb. In an indirect speech, said to changes to told. But sometimes in the passage, it is given directly as told. Okay? Here. The students are tired, said the teacher. The teacher said that the students are changes to were tired. It is the funniest show I have ever seen. Joan told me. Joan told me that.
Joan or Joan?
Joan.
One of my friends has the same name and pronounced it as Joan.
It's a Spanish pronunciation. You are saying Joan is a Spanish pronunciation. Joan may be a
English.
Yeah. Okay. Joan told me that it was the funniest show she had ever seen. I called you this afternoon. Mary assured us that she would call us back later. So it's simple. In statements, your connector is that. Okay. They said to me, now we are going to Borobudur tomorrow. So they said to me, said to changes to told. When you're going to indirect, it changes to told. So here there's a mistake. Don't copy that because there is a mistake in this. Listen to me first what I'm saying. Said to changes to told. When you're changing it to indirect speech, said to changes to told. So they told me that will come. Be changes to they were going to visit Corridor the following day or the next day. Okay? There is a mistake in this. Here also there is a mistake. Whenever it's an inverted comma, it's a capital letter. It's not a small letter. So this slide has mistakes in it. Jeffrey said, I didn't go to school today. So first you said Jeffrey said. So say when it is said, it will be that. Now there is also says. Now when the says apply, says comes exactly as it is. If there is says in a sentence, so it will be the same. Your tense also will not change because we are talking about habitual actions and facts. Like the teacher says the sun rises in the east. You cannot say the teacher said that the sun rose in the east. Because it is a fact, it's a scientific fact. So then says remains. Says remains. Says only. Why?
Because it is a fact.
And habitual actions. Whenever that is written, so says will come down as says only. Say set to changes to. Set to changes to.
Said to say.
Told. Set to changes to told. Okay, connector in statement is that only. Okay. And he told, and this, my father got angry with me last night, and he told
As was that her father
that her father
Got angry with
with
her
the night before. Last night is the night before. Now, this is where the says rule comes. Look, Cindy says, I will come to your house tonight. Cindy says that she will come to my house tonight. The tense will not change. In says, the tense doesn't change. Indra says, I have seen that film for
he has
twice.
Chandra.
Indra says that he has seen that film twice. For will not come. Jessie says, I meet my boyfriend every Saturday. Saturday S capital should be there. Jessie says that she meets her boyfriend every Saturday. Chandra says, I don't like sport. Chandra says that
She doesn't like.
please remember, whenever says come, your tense doesn't change.
Yes.
Now,
Yeah.
there are two times when you're talking about questions. What happened?
He ate 10 children that day.
No, means.
Alright, whenever there is a question, there are two types of question, you know, na?
After that, was he listening?
He said, what are you doing? Sir asked me or anyone. Sir asked maybe 2, 3.
Sir asked, what are you listening?
What are you doing? Me
What are you
whether.
doing?
Oh,
Acha.
are you listening? What are you listening?
Sir asked whether I was listening.
Now can I? There are two kinds of questioning in the reported speech. There are two kinds. One is a yes and no. This is a yes and no question. And one is a WH question. Okay, WH, what also, how also comes in that. Okay, WH question, what we call it. Okay, so whenever you are doing yes and no questions, your connector becomes,
Whether.
and spelling of whether, please make sure it is correct spelling, not WEATHER. I know. So look at that. Okay, this is a yes and no question. Are you listening? You will say yes, I am listening. No, I am not listening. Correct? You will say yes and that is called a yes and no questions. So when there is a yes, or if it is starting with an auxiliary verb, 100% times the auxiliary verbs, whenever question starts with an auxiliary verb, which is am, are, was, were, whenever it's an auxiliary verb, it is a yes and no question. Okay? Is she studying? Was he eating? Like those WH questions, those are your auxiliary verbs. And whenever a question starts with an auxiliary verb, it is a yes and no question. So it will always have the connector as if and whether. So your sir asked
Whether I was listening.
you do not write or not, you don't add just because. Ask if whether, after that I. Remember, after that every time it will be the subject. If I, then it will come as auxiliary verb. Was, because it is R is present. It will change to past. Remember your subject, if and whether, plus subject, plus verb, and plus complement will come. Complement is listening.
Yes.
This is the format of it. Okay?
Will it not be verb?
How will this work? Sir, what will be the connector here?
She asked me whether.
What I was doing. What am I doing?
In your second type, whenever it's a WH question, your WH question becomes your connector. Okay? It becomes what? Okay? I was doing. Got it? Again, after the WH question, normally and verb and then the complement. Okay? So he asked me if whether, subject, verb and complement, that is the format of it. Now this, you can, if you want, you can take a pic of this. So change this one, you will take this now, change. So you have to ask, wonder, would like to know, want to know. Okay? So yes and no question, reporting verb, then if or whether, then subject and then verb. This is the format. This is the format. Okay? Are you working these days? He asked. He asked if whether, after that subject should come I, are will change to was, working, these will change to those. Now, when you speak to John last time, that is also an auxiliary verb. So again, she wanted to know, she asked me if I did this, so you change it to simple past is past perfect. I had spoken to John the night before. The last night changes to the night before. So, if and whether subject verb. Do you like burgers? Tom asked. Tom asked me if and whether I like. Now, this is your, again as I said, your subject, your verb and then complement. First the question, listen, Ayush. Listen. Arush, sorry. Just listen. I just showed you that. Again the same format is, you have asked me your main verb and this, WH comes down as it is, but after the WH it is again subject, verb and complement. What mistakes you all do is you write W, what was I doing? You write that way. It should be what I was doing. It is again subject verb complement. Huh? Remember, after WH question also it is subject verb complement. Now, what, where, why, when, which, whose, whom, how. These are your questions. Okay. Madeline asked, what are you doing?
Madeline asked what I am.
Okay. Christy asked me when
doing what I was doing.
I was doing. Christy asked me where are we?
Where we were.
The girl asked me where do you come from? Do D should be small. D should not be capital. The girl asked me where I came.
Great question.
I'm giving the reading the answer, na? What is so funny about it? You always crack such a joke. What is the problem? Anish, let him answer.
My father asked my brother, when did you arrive at the market last night? My father asked my brother why he had arrived at home late the night before.
What? Why did this change? Did change? Why did it change?
Because the third person is telling the conversation between the first and second.
And the third person is speaking about.
What?
Like my father asked my brother why he had arrived late at home.
Father and brother are the first and second person, and
And the third person is someone
is
else.
someone else.
I've lost her marbles. That's a phrase for saying that you've lost your brains.
But
You are reading it in the wrong way. My father asked my brother, this is at direct speech, why did you arrive late at home late last night? So when you're changing it into indirect speech, you're not changing it into third person, you're changing only pronoun. So here says my father asked my brother why he had. You are if I'm telling you something, you will tell him. So how it will be? It will be third person only, na?
It describing the conversation between father and mother.
Yes.
So that's
Conversation.
I want to do the same thing that
Yes, that's why I said you lost your marbles. When I told you already in the beginning, you're not wrong. As I said in the beginning, I had told you that when I'm having a conversation, you're the person who's you're relaying it is a listener. So when it's a listener, automatically it will change to that now.
Conservation of marbles.
Conservation of marbles. You should have some marbles to conserve.
I mean, it's taking it in the wrong way.
I know. All your friends are taking it in the wrong way. That much brains they have. This side the brains doesn't work.
conversation.
Two distinct. The pot calling the kettle black. This is science. You also made the same mistake. Alright, the third one. Arosh.
Andy asked a girl what is her favorite movie star. Andy asked a girl what her favorite movie star is.
Who actually should be
Yes,
who?
ma'am.
It should be who? Who the who? Alright. So whenever it is a command or this one, the connector becomes TO2. Okay. Whenever it is a command, order, suggestion, connector becomes TO2. Statement connector is Arush, look at me. Don't look at that. Statement connector is when it is a statement, the connector is
2.
ऐसे भी नहीं दिख रहा.
I will explain. Don't take the pic. You tell me that statement connector is
Conjunction.
we have already done the two concepts. So what is the statement? The first thing I have taught you, first thing the connector was in your joke you forgot. Just now I taught you this. Don't look at that. I'm asking what I've taught you previously. What is the connector? Statement connector is statement connector is questions connector is
Which connected questions? Like the word which connects.
you said yes. What it is? What WH whatever the WH was and
Yes,
Yes
no.
or no?
As long as and because since why.
one I'll give you will come to know. Is written in front of you.
If whether.
This is a connector for questions and this is a connector for questions. There are two kinds of questions I will do. One is a rhetorical question where you will not require answers. That's why it is called a yes and no. And if it's a WH word, this word becomes a connector when I'm changing it in indirect speech. And I told you in statement the connector becomes TH80 that. He said that. Then only I take out the inverted commas. And here whenever you do commands, request and all that, the connector becomes CO2. Don't do half-hearted learning. It is coming in a passage, it is coming in a conversation which you are translating. The sentence transformation, what we're talking about, it is coming in the passage, this one. It is coming in a conversation which you have to write in indirect speech. Okay, so to infinitive. Now here it is. Go to bed. It's a command. So he told me to go to bed. So when your infinitive comes, that is your main verb. But it will always come with TO2. Your connector becomes TO2. Understood? He told me not to. When you don't go to bed, not to go to bed. Don't always change this not to. The teacher asked me, open your book. don't understand, but to correct you very well understand. The teacher asked me now to open. Open changes to open. Infinitive becomes to open my book to page 65. It should be 2 page 65. Siska asked Manu, give me a piece of paper. Siska asked Manu to give her a piece of paper. Ronnie told him, call me tonight.
Ronnie told him to call him tonight. In the night.
That night. Tonight changes to that night. Open the table, it is there in reported speech. Open the table. And tonight is not written there, please write it that night. I think it is written there. Okay, can I go out tonight? Now look at this. Can I go out tonight, mom? Please, this can be written in 2 ways.
The boy begged to go out.
Okay, it can be written in 2 ways. Because it is standing to can, it is a yes and no question also. So if you can even, the boy begged his mother, or the boy asked his mother if or whether he could go out. They can be written in 2 ways. Understood? It can be written in 2 ways because it is starting with can. That becomes this one, modal. It can change. John, open the window. Don't open the window, please. I said, please request.
I requested John to not open the window.
Do not
Open.
do not to open the window. It should be again do not to open the window.
Not to open the window.
Yes. Can I use your phone? I asked my neighbor.
I asked
I asked my neighbor
if I could use.
Okay. If I could use her phone, or I asked my neighbor to use her phone. You can, as I said, they can be changing in 2 ways. Because it is starting with an auxiliary. It's a yes and no question. That's why it can change in 2 ways. It can take the question format, or it can take the request and command format. What they understood? To shake your head if you get one wrong, I believe. He told us to say a reporting words. Don't mention that. He told me not to mention that. Says again. He said he asked me to say that again. Reporting verbs. Last one. Tell, ask, beg, invite, warn, order, command, instruct. Now this is important. This is important. Pay attention. We normally use suggest and gerund. We more suggest that and the clause. Let's, why don't we, shall we, and why not is omitted. Let's go to the theater. She suggested going to the theater. Okay? Or she suggested that we should go to the theater. This is the most, second one is the most common one that we use. See, we suggested that we should go. Let's always change it to should. Okay? Let's always change it to should. So should go to the theater. Let's not argue again. He suggested not arguing again. He suggested that they should not argue again. As I said, the second is a proper format of it. Now, beg, demand, request, not, plus 2. Can I go out tonight, mom? Please, the boy begged to go out that night. Don't open the window, please. I said I request you not to open the window. Okay, this we will do when I come back. 15 minutes break is there. This concept becomes